folks, welcome back. Good morning, if you're watching this in the morning, to another video of the Liverpool complete playthrough save. Today then, our first Premier League game coming up against West Ham United. And I thought we'd start by looking at the season preview, see which teams they're expecting to go down, see which teams they're expecting to win the league. As I say, Manchester City are the favourites for this. We are sixth favourites going into this first game. That has changed since the opening episode, when I think it said we were fifth favourites, just ahead of Tottenham. Maybe the sale of Daniel Sturridge to Tottenham is a factor in that. Who knows? I'll be interested to see actually if Daniel Sturridge plays for Tottenham. The big concern for me as a Liverpool fan generally, and as manager of them currently, is whether, well, look at it. We're not in any of the Dream Team 11. We're not filling in a single spot in this team. And that is the kind of thing that going into the next season, if we were to play another season, I would want to try and change. Now, first of all, we need to send Bulldog Keita off to an intensive language course. And as we continue through, there are expectations. Crawley wants a young player called Hart on loan, so we'll send him out. Now, I'm going to reveal the signing of Keita Balde today, who's going to play for us. By the way, I'm going to call him Balde Keita and Keita Balde intermittently. You're just going to have to get used to that, I think. I'm delighted to welcome him to the club. Of course I am. I want to bring the best players, and to get there you have to pay. Of course, this was quite a big transfer, 33 million. Surely, by spending so much on one player, there's a greater risk of Balde becoming another well-known flop. I don't think there's much risk of that at all. I think when much money is spent, I kind of want to return it. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on him. He doesn't speak English, not a concern to begin with, because he's got footballing ability. That won't be a problem here, and I'll certainly be asking Moreno to help out. Luckily, Moreno's playing just behind him in the team as well, and it's pretty clear what I think. Haven't you got better questions? I can't be dealing with some of these. Do you agree with those that say the 5-year contract given to Balde represents a risk? No, we've got him tied down for the best years of his career, and the lack of movement was pretty annoying. There's still enough to bring players in. I can see why people don't do these, if I'm honest. They take bloody ages. That one's fine. I have great respect for him. It'll be a lift for everyone at the club. I certainly hope so. There we go. Right, a game against West Ham is what the focus of today is. And hopefully it gets our Premier League campaign off with a bang. Of course, last episode we put a bid in for James Ward-Prowse. That's been rejected. So we'll go to 24 million. See what they say on the 24 million. I kind of want to suggest it. We won't suggest it. That's quite a leap, actually, from what we offered beforehand. 21 million. Let's see if we can tempt them. Right. More important things are occurring. It's 3 o'clock on a Saturday, which means, of course, that it's a Premier League game. And the only change that has gone on really since the Milan game is that we were instructed, or advised at least by our assistant, to play a more controlled fluid system rather than standard, sort of the standard flexible system, controlled fluid. And when you play the system, as I've played it before, that is something that I would advise. There's going to be one more change there, one more subtle change I'm going to make, and it's in the forward areas. Coutinho isn't going to play as an advanced playmaker, he's going to play as a shadow striker. The idea behind this is to play two shadow strikers doing a similar thing, pushing the lines and trying to get more space for Mane and Keita to come in. Do I call him Balde? I don't know what to do. It's difficult. I've always called him Keita, and now I feel conflicted. We'll carry on as we are. The only other area that I've got a little worry about, and I guess we'll see if we're punished in this way, is in the wide areas at the back. Klein and Moreno currently both on complete wing back roles. Tempted to change that back up to automatic, just depending on how we're playing, but in a controlled system I'm tempted to play them both as just wing back supports and not playing them as the complete wing back, not asking them to do too much. I'm hoping Mane and Keita can be the guys to do that. Midfield wise, I'm pretty happy, and all in all, I think it's time to go into our first game. Karius is still out injured, which means we don't have a goalkeeper on the bench. We're taking risks. Let's continue in then and see how we get on. Away at London Stadium, of course, the Olympic Stadium, London Stadium. 60,000 people are going to be in the ground. Now, Keita Balde, he needs a number. Now, Daniel Sturridge was 15, one of my more favourite numbers, so we're going to go with that. And West Ham's task will not be made any easier today, but the absence of Andy Carroll, Andre Ayew, and Aaron Cresswell. I'm happy about that. I'm not going to lie. Bilic has obviously done pretty well with West Ham. In real life, they started the season pretty poorly. In terms of their lineup then, an interesting lineup. Caleri's going to be out front. Antonio, Lanzini and Faguli. And at the back, they're pretty solid as well. Of course, Font's there now. Agbona is playing at left back. Arbeloa at right back. And Winston Reid at centre back. A very experienced back line with Adrian in goal. Martin Noble, of course, captains the side in the middle. I think our boys can create a bit of damage, though. We'll see how they get on. Our assistant's already given us an idea. And in terms of team talk, how do we want to approach this? I'm expecting you to. I'm going to get aggressive with them. I think I'm going to get aggressive and then assertively say there's a lot more to come from you, and I believe you've got what it takes. I'm going to be pretty firm because our last result against Milan, although it was a friendly, wasn't that good. Let's see then, how will our attacking duo work things out today? Of course, we're still playing with exploit the flanks. In fact, we'll exploit both flanks starting in this game. And see if we get some crosses into the middle, and Coutinho and Firmino, hopefully both the shadow strikers on the attacking role, will be there. That's the key for us. Let's hopefully expect that to happen from now on. So far, 25 minutes gone. Little to nothing happening. What I will say is, though, we are controlling the possession. Goals going in around the ground. Stoke have scored against Tottenham. Berahino scored. You forget he's now moved to Stoke, don't you? How peculiar. Nothing's happening. Nothing is happening at all. We're nearly at the 40-minute mark, and yeah, half-time. Coutinho free kick. Oh, it's come back to Matip, Mane, Shan. Oh, it's found its way into the back of the net. It's our first goal. I've just realised we're playing on 2D, by the way. We'll make sure the replays are in 3D. It all came from the Coutinho free kick. We talked last time, set-piece-wise, that we weren't that strong. Coutinho's set-piece isn't too bad at all. Well, I mean, it is bad. It hits the wall. I didn't even realise. Matip then plays it first time. Then Mane, forced to Emre Can, who just sort of... we'll watch that again. He kind of cushions it in off the post. It's kind of strange. Coutinho then, if we slow it... Oh, we can't slow it down slightly. Damn, it's a replay. But Emre Can, left-footed, just sort of rolls it across the line, hits the post. The ball almost stops dead. And we take a lead. At the end of the first half, a great time to score. Slavan Bilic's team talk has been thrown out the window. So, as I say, the perfect time to get the goal, to get the opener. And so far, so good. Possession's very good. We've now got the goal to show for it as well. As we head into half-time, the team talk at the beginning seems to have worked wonders. Everyone's having a decent game. Keita's the only one struggling currently on a 6.5. And as a team talk, you've played well so far, but there's still room for improvement, and that's just how we're going to leave it. We're not going to say anything else. That's the message I want to send out. Look, you've played well. There's more to come from you all, and hopefully that will garner brighter things. Of course, again though, we've scored a goal, which I'm pleased about, but we haven't penetrated wide areas yet, and I'm hoping that Mane and Keita, they're the two players that are going to be doing that the most, and maybe even the overlap with Klein and Moreno as well. These midfield two have got a big job to do. A lot of work to handle the two midfielders that West Ham have playing in the centre. And of course the man in behind as well, as Noble finds Caleri. Shot on goal. Goes straight through Mignolet. I mean, that's piss poor to begin with. I'm not happy about that at all. And West Ham are back on level terms. We scored just before half-time. They've scored just after half-time. And at this stage here, look, you look at our defensive line, it's a mess. I mean, can we show this on another screen? I would like to see this on another screen. If you look at the sideline, that's not it. If you look at the sideline view here, you can see our line is a calamity. Matip's playing one line. We've got Lovren pushed out playing another line. We've got Klein on that far side and then Moreno on this near side. And none of them, well, the fullbacks are kind of in line, but no, they're not, because Moreno's on this part of the grass. It's a disaster, essentially, folks. As the ball's knocked through, there's sort of a defensive line. It can easily stay on side though. Lovren's not in the space. He's decided to close down, and then Caleri has got so much time to make the finish. It leaves Mignolet in a horrible situation. Not good. Not what I like to see at all. And that's the sort of thing that maybe can be fixed with some player instructions, or maybe we just play slightly deeper as a defence. I'm not sure. As Lovren again has committed to the challenge and missed it completely. This is kind of why I wanted to get him removed. Can we make him stay further back? Well, it'll ease off tackles. We'll do that happen, and mark not as tight, closing down less. That's what we'll do. So we'll put those instructions on Lovren for now. Hopefully he's not caught now trying to just win the ball back too eagerly almost, because it's hurting us. Corner to be played in by West Ham, and all of a sudden the game is swinging in their favour. The clearance comes, and Torre, well, he loses out to Roberto Firmino. And now can we pounce? Can we bring a counter attack to the game? Well, Mane, lovely through ball to Coutinho, who's in on goal. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, slides it past the goalkeeper, and a really good start. 70 minutes gone. If we can hold on to this result now, we'll be laughing. Philippe Coutinho then with the goal. The ball played through by Mane. Coutinho got so much time to think about what he's going to do. Sometimes that can be a problem for players, but not for Coutinho, who fires it past Adrian, and we're back in the lead. Now on to the 70-minute mark, is it worth making a couple of changes? That's the question we've got to ask ourselves. Is there anyone that we should take out to maybe bring in? The obvious option for me is maybe Divock Origi for Keita, who's obviously played well, he's played quite a long time for a player that wasn't really fully fit at the start of the game. The other question mark is Emre Can in the middle. Is this the point you bring on a player like Wijnaldum, whose tackling's not as good, so defensively won't be as good? I think what we will do, actually, we'll bring on Wijnaldum. We'll make him the box-to-box midfielder and Henderson the slightly deeper defensive midfielder. So same roles, but changing around who's playing what. And yeah, 20 minutes to go. A smart double change, I feel like that is. Hopefully it doesn't help me come unstuck. Mane, by the way, 2 assists. I said I wanted more from my wide players. They weren't crosses, but they were good deliveries, or they were good passes to find a sort of a more approachable option in terms of scoring a goal. We had that with Shannon in the first half, where he sort of laid it off to him, and then a 3-ball to Coutinho. Robert Snodgrass is on for West Ham, so we know how good his set-piece delivery is. There's Feghouli on that right side. Moreno takes it off him, forward to Firmino. Loses out to Winston Reid, and the ball goes all the way back to Adrian, who's very, very far out of his goal, might I add. Finds Kaleri, ball played through, and I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Kaleri with the goal, 84 minutes on the clock. West Ham equalise at London Stadium, and again, as he kicks that there, I just want to look again. I'm criticising my back line here, but I want to see why it's happening. Matip steps up a little bit. Again, the line is just not level at all. You've got Matip playing on sort of that side of this green bit of turf. You've got Moreno pushed really high up, which is fine. You know, your left-sided full-back. The ball hasn't gone through to AU, so I'm not worried about it. But as the ball gets played through, you can see Kaleri's in so much space. As a back line, we're backtracking again. It might be worth not only making Lovren less likely to dive in, but in general, to have our backline playing slightly deeper. I think as things stand, we'll stay the same, though. We'll see if we can get another goal going into these latter stages. It's been an interesting game, though. I think as an exercise, it's been quite interesting. We're going to come away, well, unless Henderson's delivery is perfect, no ball heads away, and that's going to be it then. 2-2 at London Stadium. Not the most awful of starts, but some things to work on. A few defensive errors for me in that game. We couldn't have really, I'm trying to think now, could we have closed down the balls that have gone through? Not the Adrian one, definitely not. The one before that, probably not either. I'm going to say unlucky, boys, it wasn't our day. But defensively, I'm going to passionately say, calmly say, I was disappointed with your defensive efforts, and they seemed fired up, because it wasn't good enough. Mignolet should do better for the first goal, in my opinion, although it's like an easy option, or an easy chance, should do better. And there we are, then we come out of that game, then 2-2. An away point in the Premier League is never too bad, but for a team that want to get into the Champions League, which is the goal for this save for Liverpool, they must do better. It's a bit of a shame. Now, is there anything we need to work on? This episode isn't going to end yet, don't worry. Although the game's ended, we've still got some time to do some things. I think a defence, like a centre-back, is still the concern. Obviously, the Fridge has now gone to Manchester City, which is a worry because he's a good defender and he's gone to a divisional rival. It's still an area I think we should try and improve on. So if we look at the positions of centre-back in the scouted section, who should we try and bring in? Of course, now, Mikel San Jose is interesting because he played at Liverpool as a youth player, and I don't know, he's very solid, isn't he? For 6'1", great heading, good marking, tackling's very good, bit of a ball player as well, which in a system where you're playing control is quite useful. He's got a release fee also as Jose. Now, is he more of an anchorman or more of a centre back? No, he's more of a centre back. So I think actually this might be our guy. We'll go in at 20-something million. We'll go at 19.5 million. We'll see what they say. We're going to try and get that done, though. I think there's a few centre-backs here it's worth looking at. Nastasic, of course, was at Manchester City. Doesn't really have the heading or physical attributes I'm looking for in a centre-back. Inigo Martinez, left-sided. Obviously, we've got Lovren playing. We've got Matip playing on the right side. Left-sided centre-back could be an option. He's probably going to be quite good value. He's wanted by Atletico Madrid. He's 5'11", though. I think that's my only concern about Inigo Martinez. He's 5'11", which for a centre-back isn't that tall. 6'1" is probably like the minimum that I like my centre-backs, really. Winston Reid, maybe? We looked at him a while ago. I don't think he's the right option for us at this stage. As you scroll down, there's players like Scott Dan that have been always linked with Liverpool for whatever reason. But I don't think we want to go quite that low down the list of players. I think to not look at Jason Murillo and at least debate whether he would potentially sign for us. The value is going to be there, like 18 million. We'll do a feeler bid then of 18. They predict 17 to whatever it was, 20-something, 23 maybe. So we're going at 18. I don't think he's a bad defender at all. I've always liked him. I just think, again, he's one of these players that can play as a bit of a ball player, very, very physical. 6 foot, so he's a little bit shorter than I like anyway. Let's have press conference post-match. Because we drew, I'm not going to do it. If we win the game, I'll probably do press conferences. But if we lose or draw, I'm not interested. Wow, what a game at City, by the way. 4-4 with Chelsea. My word. Right, let's see if any of these offers for defenders go through. Michael Keane then has gone to Chelsea. 19.5 initially, but it could rise to 29 million. Which is a lot of money for a Burnley centre-back, in my opinion. And a Burnley centre-back that, I should note, formerly of Manchester United, by the way. So, bear that in mind. 30,000 season tickets have been sold. James Ward-Prowse, again, 21 million has been rejected. We'll go to 24. I think I'll say to you lot now that 27, 28 million is probably how much we'll go to. And we've got some news regarding the Murillo deal. It's been negotiated. I've gone in for 18. They've actually come back with what is relatively reasonable, actually. They've not gone much higher. It would rise to 21 based on international appearances and league appearances. If they accept that, I mean, I will suggest that. They've accepted it. This would be a good little purchase, I think. Now, I've just realised there's an issue with this, though. And he can't speak English. And I think for centre-backs, you kind of want him to be able to speak English. PSG have put in a bid, by the way, and it's been accepted. I don't know what that was for. Now, well, hang on. Have they gone in straight at 30? They have. If he's good enough for PSG, by the way, he's good enough for me. So I'll match the 30, and I'm going to go in as well. I think we should be going for him. I think he's the kind of player that would suit as the game is deciding to save. Well, we'll just sit through this. I should say as well, as much as I enjoy talking about the decisions I'm making Football Manager, I'm also happy to use these videos as a way to just talk about sort of everyday things. I don't know, maybe while playing Football Manager in some games, especially later in the season when we don't have to decide so much, and I still want to make these videos like an enjoyable, longer kind of sit down and watch in the background, maybe experience, that we could talk about things. If you've got any questions, we could almost use them as Q&As actually. If you've got any questions you want me to answer, this comment section right now would be a good place to do that, I think. I'll probably ask again in the future, but for now, think about it. Now, existing contract, 40 grand a week. If you can get it to 60, 65, and then bring this down a touch, it's just you don't want to go straight in at what they want. We'll suggest those terms. They've come back. We're just going to go again. We're just going to slowly just try and whittle this down. There we are then. Jason Murillo, he could return to me. Do I have to nickname him Jason Murillo again? That's the question. He's current. Okay, well, yeah, hello. San Jose has come back as well. And he wants a little chat. We'll play it in per position and role. We'll want to play as a defensive midfielder with the role of anchorman. I won't play you there. So I'm just going to be honest with you and say, no. We'll suggest those promises. He's quite happy with them. So he now knows he won't be playing a centre-back as a central midfielder. Holy shit. That's a lot of money, isn't it? We're not doing that. We're not doing 170 grand. Whatever he was. I mean, that's sort of negotiable. 100? No, come on. We'll get PSG can have you, mate. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's never happening. Forget it. Right. We'll continue a couple more days, and then I think we'll wrap things up. Oh, well, that's already happening. Lovren's injured, by the way. 4 to 5 days with a bruised head. He's probably thinking too hard, bless him. Murillo then comes in to play alongside. Oh, this is difficult, actually, because this is the sort of signing we really want to make. As I say, can't speak English. Will take 6 months to learn it. Is he that much better than... Oh, no, this is awful. I guess the question I've got to ask, right, if I saw Lovren and didn't know it was Dejan Lovren, would I think he's the perfect ball-playing defender next to Matip? I probably would, you know. I probably would. He's got 14 passing. First touch is good. Heading and tackling are both really good. Marking 15. Physically is really, really, really well-rounded. His mental stats are really good. Oh, no. This is a conundrum. What would you do, chat? Or comment section, I should say. What would you do? What would you do? It's a difficult one. It is a difficult one. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to get your suggestions in the comment section. I'm going to delay it for now. We'll see this again in a week. We've got time. It's only the middle of August. Hopefully Inter delay it as well. We'll see if they do. We've got a game against Burnley and then a cup game against Fulham. I don't know at this stage. I don't know. That is going to wrap up today's episode, though. Of course, we've got the 2-2 against West Ham. Next time out, Burnley, a team that have caused Liverpool some problems in real life. So, if you've enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And we love, with care, from me, it's Benji. Until next time, I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.